Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Yoga 319. As a special treat, we've got Darren joining us in the studio today, who's going to help me with this little short flow. Today we're going to be focusing on stretching out maybe after a run or a cycle or any other sort of exercise like that. So maybe 10 to 15 minutes, we'll see, you know what I'm like. But yeah, you ready to go, Daz? Thumbs up. Doesn't talk much. Okay, so we'll start in all fours. So bring the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Create that nice box shape with your body. And then just ease in nice and gently with some cow-cat here. So inhaling, lowering the belly, arching the back. And then exhaling to round that spine, chin in towards the chest. Push the earth away with the hands. Spread those shoulders wide. And then just go for a few more rounds here. Always a really nice place to start your practice. A good thing to do first thing in the morning if you're a little bit stiff in the lower back. One of my favorites. Good, you can also make this a little bit bigger if you like, so you can send the bottom all the way back to the heels. Daz will demonstrate what I mean by that. And then you lead with the chest as you come forward, really nice. Any other little wiggles that you want to take, left to right. Perfect. Okay, then from here we're going to move into a downward dog. So spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes, send your bottom back towards your heels, and then start to lift the hips up and back, sending your chest through your upper arms towards your thighs. Start off with a generous knee bend here. Push firmly down into the mat with both hands, nice and strong and activated in the arms. Lift that tailbone. Good, so we're always predominantly trying to get length in the back body before we think about those hamstrings. And then if you wish from here, start to pedal out the heels. See if you can get a little bit more length, a little bit more space in the backs of the legs. Maybe you've just been for a run or a cycle and you feel particularly tight. Well, that's what we're here for. Good. Okay. From here, start to walk your feet towards your hands, and we're going to come towards a forward fold. Take as many steps as you need. Separate your feet about hip distance apart, take a hold of opposite elbows, and then take a ragdoll. So swaying the body side to side, let the head relax. Let go of any tension you feel in the neck. Good, and then bring the hands down towards the feet. So we're going to take a rotation here and find a deeper stretch for our hamstrings. So take a deeper bend in your right leg, bring your right hand down onto the right foot. Lengthen that left leg, take the left arm up to the sky. Good, peel back with that left shoulder. So hopefully you're feeling more of an intense stretch in the left leg now. Good, and then switching sides. Take the left hand down, deep bend into the left leg, open up with your right arm to the sky. Try and lengthen that right leg as much as you can. So check in. Which side is feeling tighter for you today? And then I want you to either stay here if it's this side, or if it's the other side, go back and stretch a little longer on that side. So it looks like Daz and I are opposites. Daz tighter in his left hamstring, I'm tighter in my right. Oh, if we put ourselves together, we'd be perfect. It's a tough crowd. Good, and then relax. Bring the hands down. Use an inhale, trail the fingers up the front of the legs. Unravel yourself. Stack vertebra upon vertebra. Come all the way up to standing. Bring your head up last. Let's give those shoulders a big roll up. Back and down. Let go of any tension you feel. Good, and then bring your feet a little bit closer together. Maybe the big toes touch. Let's use an inhale to circle the arms up to the sky. Find a prayer. Exhale, dive forward, hinging from the waist. Take a little bend in the knees if you need. Hands come down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Find a flat back and then fold. Plant your hands, step your right leg back. Runner's lunge. Okay, good. So feel that nice stretch in the front of your right hip flexor. And then just start to shift your weight back into that back heel, finding a stretch for this left hamstring. If this is feeling quite intense to hold this, you can always play around with coming in and out of this stretch. I put the clock there, Daz, but I forgot to see what time we started, so we were about 5 minutes ago. Anyone who comes to my live classes will know that my timekeeping is not the best, must do better. Good, okay, from here, lower down your right knee, untuck your toe, take your arms up to the sky. Find a low lunge. Allow gravity to help those hips sink deeper as you lift up and out of the waist. Good, make sure those hips are nice and level. Good, and then bring the fingertips down, start to shift your hips back. We'll find another hamstring stretch here, a half splits. And then fold, if you can, down towards that left thigh. Nice, you can always have a bend in this left knee if you're really tight in the hamstring. Good, roll forwards. Wiggle your left foot to the outside edge of the mat, both hands on the inside of the foot. Shift the hips a little bit side to side. And coming into our lizard pose. You can stay here up on the hands, or if you wish, you can lower down onto those forearms. Relax the head. Hug this left knee into the left shoulder. Good, and then if you've gone down, maybe come up back onto the hands. And this time we'll take the left hand on the inside of the left thigh and just see if you can open that hip coming on to the outside edge of this left foot. And then if your quads are feeling quite tight, you might like a quad stretch here too. So start to bend the right leg. Bring the heel in towards the bottom. See if you can catch a hold of the foot with the hand. No, not. Oh, he gets cramp. Good, so just draw the heel in towards the bottom. Nice, if you've got a friend there with you, you can see if they might help you to stretch the quad. That feel okay?
No, it cramps.
Oh, you need to stretch more. You need to do more yoga. Good, whenever you're ready, release that and tuck the back toe, step back for a high plank. Good. From here, shift the hips up and back, downward dog. Nice. Come back forwards to a high plank. Let's step our feet wide just off the mat. And then hips go up and back. Downward dog. With wide legs. See how that changes where you feel the stretch. Good, come forwards. Step your feet back onto the mat. And then once more, hips up and back. Downward dog. Good, take your gaze forward between your hands. Casually stroll towards the top of the mat. Good, forward fold. Take a bend in the knees if you need. Find a connection tummy to thighs. Wrap the hands or the arms around the backs of your legs and let the head be heavy. So trying to feel like you're lifting your tailbone up towards the sky here, finding more of a stretch for the backs of the legs and also into your lower back. Let's take one more nice deep breath here. And then use an inhale, trail the fingers up the front of the legs, unravel yourselves, come all the way up to standing. Perfect. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. Find a prayer. Exhale, dive it forwards. Good. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your left leg back. A runner's lunge. So see how this feels in the left hip flexor. Maybe have a little bit of a wiggle, side to side, forward, back. Good, and then we're going to shift the weight back as we lengthen the right leg. So see how this feels now for your right hamstring. Relax the head down towards the right knee. And then play around with maybe coming in and out of this. So runner's lunge, take it back to your hamstring stretch. Good, and if you want to pause for a bit longer, in the stretch position, then be my guest. Good. From there, from your runner's lunge, lower your left knee, untuck your toe, take the arms up to the sky. Allow the hips to sink as you lift up and out of the waist. Very nice. Fingertips come down, shift your hips back for that half split. Taking a bend in the right knee if you need one, folding towards the right knee. Good, and then come forwards, wiggle your right foot to the outside edge of the mat, bring both hands on the inside of the foot. Shift the hips a little bit, wiggle into it. And then, if you want to, if you feel ready to, you can lower down onto one forearm and then maybe the other. Maybe you're on one forearm and one hand, no problem. Keep hugging that left the right knee in towards the right shoulder. Relax the head. Breathe. Good, come back up onto the hands. Good, you can take this right hand against the inside of the right thigh, just gently open that hip, come onto the outside edge of the right foot. Good, and then draw the left heel towards the bottom if you want that quad stretch. Good. Beautiful, release. Bring your hands back to the mat, tuck the back toes, step back for a high plank. Good, bend into the knees and ripple the hips up and back. Downward dog. Good. From here, we'll use an inhale to take our right leg high to the sky, 3-leg dog. You can play around with opening that right hip and bringing the heel towards the bottom if you wish. Check your shoulders are square to the front edge of the mat. And then let's exhale to sweep this right leg forward into a pigeon pose. So the shin comes down to the ground, right knee behind the right wrist. Slide that left leg out behind you. Check your hips square to the front of the mat. You can always use blocks or cushions to make this a bit more comfortable if you wish. And then we'll inhale to lift, to open the chest, and exhale to fold over the front neck. So finding a comfortable position for your arms. Maybe you create a pillow for your forehead with the backs of the hands. Maybe the arms go all the way out and you find a stretch into the shoulders. Breathe. Good. See what it feels like to really engage the left leg so the kneecap just floats from the mat. See if that helps you get a little bit deeper into this hip stretch. Good, and then walking the hands in. So just notice how tight that felt on that side. Tuck your back toe, step back to a plank pose. From your plank pose, push it all the way up and back. Downward dog. Float back forwards, high plank. Step your feet off the mat, and then send your hips up and back. Downward dog with wide legs. Good, come back forwards, high plank. Step the feet back on, and then hips up and back. Downward dog. Very nice. Inhale. Take the left leg high to the sky. Open your hip. Bring the heel towards the bottom. Square off the shoulders to the front of the mat. And then sweep this left shin down to the ground. Left knee behind left wrist. Wiggle that right leg out behind you. Find your pigeon pose. So bring the fingertips a little wider. Open the chest. Inhale. And then exhale. Fold forwards. Finding your resting pigeon, taking whatever option you wish with your arms, and closing your eyes, and trying to exhale away any of the tension you feel in the left hip. You can experiment with engaging the right leg so the kneecap floats off the mat, and see how that just helps you maybe sink a little bit deeper into that left hip. Notice if this side feels easier or harder than the other side. If it feels easier and the first side felt harder, then go ahead and go back to the other side. If this feels like the harder side, then stay here for a few more breaths. So just trying to tune into those little imbalances that we have in the body, we all have them. And just being mindful to spend a little bit more time stretching out where we feel a little bit tighter. Good. When you're ready, walk the hands back in, plant them under the shoulders, tuck your back toe, step back to a plank pose. Hips go up and back, downward dog. Lower your knees, come back to your all fours position. Let's take a few more cat-cow just to finish, just to seal our practice. Inhaling, lowering the belly. Exhaling to round. Good, so just taking a little bit of time here to really stretch out those abdominals. Stretch out the back of the body. Good, and then from here, you can either crack on with the rest of your day. You can take a little shavasana if you wish. But Daz and I are going to say farewell here. So if you have enjoyed this short, stretchy flow, then please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe so you don't miss any more of our videos. But we hope you have a great day and we'll see you very soon. Say bye, Daz. Bye, Daz. Bye, Daz.